Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Friday, June the 24th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Time for the weekly wrap-up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So, we're ending the week here. We've got 4 trading days next week. So let's see. Weekly, we have a green weekly candle at the moment, and all the weekly gaps have filled. So the pound is 62.63 pips above the weekly open, 42 off the high, and 120 pips off the low. As you can see, things are still happening. And we are right at, or just slightly below, the opening range high for the week here. So as you can see, we broke through the high 4 times and we broke through the low 2 times. So anybody trading the weekly opening range breakout, they were rewarded. And you know, I talk about these trades, about these simple horizontal line trades, and I know there's some traders out there still struggling. And I think part of the struggle might come from not just picking one simple method, trying to do a whole bunch at once. You know, I saw there was one trader that they ran their account up, and then one trade, boom, I think they said they lost 40% for the day. You really have to have a uncle point where you cry uncle, where you say no more, where no mas. If anybody's old enough to remember the Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran fight, no mas. And you just walk away for the day. I mean, you can come back tomorrow or the next day, next trading session. You don't have to try and make it back in that, but you really just have to have that point where you just say, okay, that's enough. And then that way you don't blow your account, you don't blow a challenge. Because really, I mean, the fault is yours that you allowed that to happen. That's one of the things that you can control, is how much you lose. Granted, there can be some kind of flash or spike or something, a black swan event, but those are few and far between. But on the normal day-to-day, grinding the pips out, you can make sure you don't lose more than what you're willing to lose. I don't know how many times I've said that in these videos. I say it at least 2, 3, 4 times a week. But it's just really that important. And if you noticed here on this indicator, when I started talking about this was at -1, but you can see I just saw it was at +5. There was an opportunity just to take a quick trade there and pull in, a handful of pips, and those add up. In fact, Walmart, I'm working on a new method I call flip-flop. And he was doing it, and he tore the market up yesterday just playing with it. It was pretty funny because I said, man, what got into you? So next time he's on, maybe I'll let him talk about it. But he literally tore the market up. Okay, moving on for the year, we're 1,243 pips below the yearly open. So you can see here we're definitely down. Yesterday was an inside bar, and notice there was an opportunity to probably make about, let's see, 9 and 6, about 14, 15 pips, taking that break to the upside. And you can see there's a handful of inside bar trades on the daily, weekly, and monthly across the pairs. 69 pips for the day. There's some news coming out. I have to make this video early. I've got to go take a class, an all-day class. Just to let you know, it's mental health first aid. So who knows, maybe I'll learn something that I can apply to trading. But anyway, 69 pip range for the day. Nothing to write home about. Only 3 pairs over 100. So definitely the day is muted. And the new beast is only showing 66 pips. So something, maybe everybody's waiting for the news, waiting for these Fed people to speak and the numbers to come out. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Unfortunately, I'll be in class or on the way to class and won't be able to trade it. Buy zone traders, once again, going short. You either scratched or you took a loss, but then going back the other way, you were rewarded. In fact, I took a couple of trades this hour. I've got my head in too many places to be able to focus on trading, but I saw a couple quick opportunities. So I think I hit the market for about, I don't know, 3-4 pips or something. Um, Rats were rewarded, red rats here. Nice move down. Green rats, not so much. You barely touched it. And I mentioned flip-flop trade. It's real simple. There's the flip candle, it flopped. In other words, it changed colors. And what you do is you can take the breakout of the higher of the two highs. You can take the breakout of the lower of the two lows. You can take the breakout of the min and max of either. You can take the high low of the first candle or high low of the second candle. Haven't really decided which one is the best. It's just kind of a feel. You can see here if there's a big difference, you might want to take the first one, the minimum. But that's to be determined. But you can see here how nicely it would have worked on M15. More often than not, I traded on M1 and look, and I have a multimeter that shows me all the flip-flops, so I can always switch to a different chart period. Bambino indicator indicated up, price near pivot, long, so long, price got near the pivot and reversed, but it actually didn't take it out, so that's kind of interesting. So we have a missed pivot today. So we've got a missed pivot in June now. We've only got, well, the rest of the day and 4 days next week to take out this missed pivot. You can see we've got a bunch here, so price has to move up a lot to take out those missed pivots. On the weekly, we took out the pivot, so we still have 3 missed pivots. On the weekly, monthly, we took out the pivot last month. We have 3 months, prior 3 months missed pivots. So we'll have to keep those in mind. In and out of that upper wick zone and lower wick zone, but if you notice, it was almost a doji candle here, only about what, 3.2 pip separation, not much. Range, I think I might have mentioned after that big range, we might have a small range this week. Looks like we're going to have a weekly inside bar. So that should be interesting to watch that breakout happen. If it happens next week, I would imagine it would. But we're at the 0 percentile over the last 12 weeks. This is the lowest range. High minus previous high. So once again, no breakouts. So no breakouts to the high, no breakouts to the low because we have an inside bar. High minus the close at the moment, 42 pips. Close minus the low, 121. So weekly rat traders were rewarded. It's something to keep in mind. Is this the lowest rat zone for the week so far? And you can trade accordingly. Buy zone stays the same all week. High minus open, potential 105. Open minus low, there's a potential of 58 pips if you rode out the buy zone. So let's see. Let's go back to the buy zone chart. See, we have the weekly open here, and let's switch over to the daily time frame. So you can see here we did a couple of crisscrosses. So knowing that weekly open, once again, simple horizontal line trade, take the trade in the direction that the candle's crossing. If we move back over to the 1 hour, we can scrunch that down, and you can see here the hourly candle color didn't fail you too many times. This one here you might have scratched out. This one here, if you waited, you had a nice move. But like I said, this one you may have scratched out, taken your loss, which sometimes that happens. But then here you were rewarded handsomely if you stayed in the trade. And sometimes, it's like hand grenades. It doesn't have to be exact. It can just be close enough. And so right here you can see price rejected from the area, rejected. And if you saw the buy zone for this day, it's open and it carried on through. So once again, if you're definitely a day trader, scalping, just taking the quick pips, keep that weekly open in mind, because it definitely can pay off, or you can make it pay off, I should say. Walmart trades this hour was a nice one. In fact, I was even thinking about doing the Walmart trade. I think I even did. I was looking at the open somewhere around 67. But once again, I know I had to make this video, and I don't like trading while I'm making the video. Too many things going on. Besides, I use one broker for charting and a different broker for execution. So it gets a little complicated. And the reason is this one doesn't have that stupid Sunday candle. So that's why I chart with this broker. Plus, sometimes you can see if one broker lags the other one. So if the broker you are trading, the platform you're trading on lags the platform you're charting, it's almost like you have a crystal ball what the market's going to do. You can see here for the past 5 hours, and then this, not including this hour, you can see all over 20 pips. This hour now is over 20 pips. So Walmart trades are definitely paying off, at least this week. So when you see markets changing, this is when you start to say, oh, I can start to use this method again. Or I can, go ahead and implement or execute, Walmart trades. You can see it actually broke the low of the previous 1 hour candle and then turned right back around. Lower high paid off. Saw a 3-ball right there, and you see a flip-flop here. We're taking the high. This is just the lower high. That was a nice little trade there. Quickly, monthly range 683 right now. Maybe I should put up separate charts with these so I don't have to flip back and forth. Show year-to-date accumulated. We're up to 1815, and let's see, we had a 3,000, a 2,000. So we're about the 5th highest. There's a couple of 18s there. So we're kind of in the ballpark, it looks like. So, fellow traders, that's going to wrap it up for the week. I hope you had a profitable week, and I hope you have a fun and safe weekend. And as always, when you come back to your trading terminal, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.